What's up, guys? This is TheKephas. Welcome to Classic Course, Leveling Edition, where we take a brief look at a specific class from WoW Classic and go over the key abilities that you will want to make use of as you're leveling up. So if you're not too familiar with how to play a particular class, hopefully this video will help make leveling a little easier for you. Today we're going to be talking about how to level up a mage. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the Mage Class. They are stupid fast at leveling and they have one-button rotations. I'm sure you've been having a lot of fun on your hunter, taming your pet, running through the game thinking that you're leveling up so fast and you've got it so easy, and then suddenly you see a mage. He started the same time as you and he's twice as high a level as you are. And you're probably thinking, how is this even possible? He must be really good. He must have a really intricate, difficult rotation to be able to level up that fast. Haha, no. He's just been pressing one button. Also, he can make his own food and he can port back to town anytime he wants. So now that you realize the futility of your efforts by picking any other class than a mage, and you're ready to become the next prima donna that every other class in the game hates, I'm here to help get you started with the basics of leveling up a mage in Classic. Starting off at level 1, you've got two buffs that you want to keep up on yourself at all times. The first is Arcane Intellect, which increases your intellect. The second is Frost Armor, which increases your armor. Am I going too fast yet? Also, Frost Armor has a chance to slow down your enemies if they happen to attack you. Now at level 1 your main attack will be Fireball, but at level 4 you can learn Frostbolt, which is a much better attack. Generally it doesn't do as much damage as Fireball, but it will slow your enemies down when you use it. If you start attacking from as far away as possible and keep using Frostbolt, for the most part, enemies will never reach you before they die. Frostbolt is actually pretty effective. It'd be kind of funny if that's all mages had to do throughout the entire leveling process. That'd be really stupid, wouldn't it? Wait, you serious? That's all they have to do? You're kidding me. No, that's not a joke. That's pretty much how you're going to be playing a mage in any single target situation. You just use Frostbolt. Also at level 4, you can learn how to conjure your own water. And at level 6, you can conjure food, which means that you won't have to buy these things from any shop anymore. This will significantly save on money. At level 8, you can learn Polymorph, which will temporarily turn an enemy into a sheep. You can only polymorph one target at a time, and if they are attacked, it will break the polymorph. When polymorphed, an enemy cannot attack, so it's a great way to keep one off you if you happen to pull one too many. At level 10, you will unlock your talent tree, and you are free to build out your mage as you see fit. But this guide assumes that you will primarily be following the Frost tree. At level 10, you can also learn Frost Nova. When you use it, it will freeze any enemy that's near you. This is really useful to keep enemies at a distance. Around this time, you should also be able to learn how to use wands, and it's a good idea to pick one up as soon as you can. You'll still want to mostly use Frostbolt, but if you get an enemy down to just a little bit of health, you can use your wand to finish them off. At level 14, you can learn another option to finish off your enemies called Arcane Explosion. This will deal damage to all enemies nearby. It's also an instant cast, so it's another great option for finishing off enemies. At level 20, you should be able to learn how to teleport to two of your major faction cities. For Alliance, it'll be Stormwind and Ironforge. For Horde, it will be Orgrimmar and Undercity. You'll be able to learn the other city at level 30. At level 20, you can also learn Blink, which will teleport you 20 yards forward into the direction you are facing. This will help greatly at keeping distance between you and your enemies. You will also be able to use Blizzard. This is a target AoE ability that will deal damage to any enemy that is standing in the area that you target. You can channel Blizzard for up to 8 seconds. Now this ability, along with the correct build, can bring the most significant change to how the mage is played while leveling up. You could choose to continue on with the single target Frostbolt method. It's very safe and very easy, obviously, but it's also fairly slow. Your other option is to go with the AoE Blizzard method. This is a little bit more risky, but it will increase your leveling speed tremendously. If you choose this build, it will require that you build out your talents in a very specific way. Now, as you understand, these guides tend to not go very deep into talent builds. But there are plenty that have been made available online. Simply search for a Frost Mage AoE leveling build. Now, the way the method works is you gather up a small group of hostile enemies, you use Frost Nova to root them in place, you blink away to gain distance, and then you simply blizzard them down. Try to use the full 8 seconds of blizzard before you recast in order to save mana. That is, unless enemies are starting to get too close or they simply move out of the blizzard area. Now, once enemies are low enough on health, you can simply AoE them down with Arcane Explosion or just use your wand. And of course, if you're just fighting one target, you can just keep using Frostbolt. Now, if you put points into the improved Blizzard talent, it will also slow down enemies that are affected by Blizzard. This should make things a whole lot easier and might even allow you to pull even more enemies at a time. Pull as many as you are comfortable with, as many as you think that you can handle. Be careful not to pull too many. Mages are not very durable and you can get overwhelmed very quickly. Now, if you have been following the Frost Tree, at some point in time in your early 20s, you should be able to unlock Cold Snap. This ability will reset the cooldown of all of your frost spells. In context of the AoE method, this is very useful if your Frost Nova is resisted by an enemy and you want to recast it. You can use Cold Snap to immediately reset the cooldown of Frost Nova and then reuse Frost Nova. Keep in mind that Cold Snap has a 10-minute cooldown, so you won't be able to do this very often. At level 26, you can learn Cone of Cold. This will deal a bit of damage and slow enemies that are in front of you. This is really good to use whenever you have Frost Nova on cooldown and your enemies are no longer rooted. This is another means to help keep enemies slowed down and further away from you. By level 30, if you've still been following the Frost Tree, then you should be able to unlock Ice Block. This ability will freeze you in a block of ice. You won't be able to move or attack, but you will be protected from all damage for 10 seconds. This is very useful if you are in danger and you need to buy time for one of your other abilities to come off cooldown. But again, Ice Block has a 5-minute cooldown, so you won't be able to do this very often. And by level 40, if you've still been following the Frost Tree, you should be able to unlock Ice Barrier. Using this ability, you will temporarily be shielded from incoming damage, up to a certain amount, or when the buff falls off after 1 minute. This will make things incredibly easier, especially when it comes to pulling mobs for AoE, especially if you are able to unlock your mount by level 40. You can use Ice Barrier and then mount up. While you're running through and gathering up enemies, they won't be able to daze and dismount you because your Ice Barrier will be protecting you. This can speed up the process even more than it already is. And that's pretty much everything you need to know about leveling up a mage. Hopefully this video has helped get you started, and will make your leveling experience a bit easier. But if you're looking for something a little more in depth, like stat weights or talent builds, you might want to check out a very useful post on the WoW Classic subreddit, which provides a comprehensive list of guides for all things Classic WoW. A link has been provided in this video's description. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, let me know by clicking that like button, and feel free to share it with your friends so they can enjoy it as well. Don't forget, you can subscribe to the channel and click on the bell icon to be notified as soon as new videos are posted. You can also follow me on Facebook and Twitter, and if you'd like, you can support this channel on Patreon. Links to all of this can be found in the description below. This is TheKephas. Until next time.